Amy and Lou have always been the heart of the ranch. Their bond has faced storms, heartbreak, and countless challenges. But this time, something is different. Tension has been building for weeks. Small arguments turning into silent grudges. Small mistakes into doubts. And now, everything's about to explode. This isn't just another disagreement. This is a fight that could change everything on Heartland. Fans are asking, can Amy and Lou survive their biggest fight ever? Or is this the beginning of the end for one of the most beloved duos on the ranch? The ranch looks peaceful in the morning light. Horses graze quietly in the field. The barn doors creak as the wind moves through the trees, and the smell of hay fills the air. Everything seems normal, but under the surface, tension is growing. Amy wakes up earlier than usual. She's been carrying worries that she hasn't shared with anyone. Worries about the ranch, the horses, and even her own family. Lou is in the barn, fixing the fence that has been damaged in the recent storm. He looks tired, more worn down than usual. He doesn't notice how distant Amy has been. Small gestures, a missing glance, a half smile that doesn't reach the eyes, have slowly built a wall between them. The morning starts quietly, almost too quietly. Amy tries to focus on her chores, feeding the horses and checking the pastures, but her mind keeps drifting to things Lou said days ago. Small comment about the ranch management, an offhand remark about a decision she disagreed with, but never argued about. Lou, on the other hand, is absorbed in his work, unaware that Amy is quietly counting each small moment, storing frustration like kindling for a fire. Their silences are louder than any words they could say. Even the ranch animals seem to sense it. Horses snort and shift nervously. Dogs linger close to Amy. Almost sensing her tension, breakfast is quiet, the clink of cutlery echoing in the kitchen. Amy tries to talk about her plans for the day, but Lou's mind is elsewhere, thinking about repairs and deliveries. Conversation is short, polite, but hollow. A word is said wrong, a tone is slightly sharper than intended, and neither notices that the tiny spark has already landed. The tension is not dramatic yet, but it hangs in the air like storm clouds waiting to break. Outside, the sun rises higher, casting shadows over the ranch. Amy takes a deep breath, hoping that the day will go smoothly. Hoping the wall between them can be softened with simple smiles and small kindnesses. Lou wipes the sweat from his brow, thinking about the fence, the horses, and everything that needs fixing before the next storm hits. Neither realizes that today is the day when weeks of unspoken frustrations will finally collide. When the calm of the ranch will be shattered by the biggest fight they have ever faced. The camera lingers on Amy looking out toward the fields, a mixture of worry and determination in her eyes. Lou adjusts a fence post, unaware that their silent storm is about to become very real. The ranch is quiet, but tension is growing in every corner, in every glance, in every small sigh. What seems like a normal day is about to become anything but. The ranch seems normal on the surface, but beneath the calm, tensions are simmering. Amy is walking through the paddock, checking on the horses, when she notices something unusual. A gate left slightly open, a tool out of place, small mistakes that seem minor but to her signal deeper problems. She feels the frustration building inside her. She wonders if Lou has been cutting corners, too distracted, too careless with the ranch that has always been their shared responsibility. Meanwhile, Lou is in the barn, repairing the fence post that got damaged in the storm last night. He's working hard, but his mind keeps replaying small disagreements from earlier days. He thinks about the decisions he's made, about Amy's expectations, and a silent resentment begins to form. He doesn't notice Amy walking nearby, silently, watching him. Her gaze is sharp, filled with concern but also a hint of anger. Neither of them speaks, but the tension between them is like electricity in the air. The first spark comes unexpectedly. Amy speaks, her voice calm but firm, asking Lou why he didn't fix the gate properly yesterday. Lou looks up, surprised by the tone he senses in her voice. What she intended as a simple question feels like an accusation to him. His jaw tightens, his hands pause on the hammer, and the quiet morning feels suddenly charged. Words are exchanged, first carefully, then more sharply. as the long simmering frustrations start to surface. It isn't just about the gate or the fence. It's about weeks of unspoken stress, about responsibilities that feel heavier every day, about small misunderstandings that have been ignored too long. Amy recalls the late nights she spent managing the ranch alone, the early mornings worrying about the horses, and the subtle comments Lou made that she felt overlooked her effort. Lou remembers the pressure he has been under, financial concerns, the deliveries, and the constant expectation to keep everything running smoothly. The wind picks up, rustling the barn doors and swaying the trees, as if echoing the tension between them. Horses shift nervously, and even the dogs sense the unease. The ranch that once felt like a safe haven now feels like a battleground of unspoken words and hidden emotions. Amy takes a step closer, her voice rising slightly, insisting on clarity. Lou responds defensively, his tone sharp, revealing his own frustrations. In that moment, the calm of the morning is gone. The tiny sparks of irritation that have been ignored for weeks collide, and what started as a small disagreement threatens to become the fight everyone on Heartland has been dreading. Amy and Lou stand facing each other, eyes locked, hearts racing. As the tension between them grows like a storm ready to break, the ranch is silent around them, but inside, a storm is building, one that could change their relationship forever. The day had started quietly, but now the tension between Amy and Lou has reached a boiling point. A simple misunderstanding suddenly turns into a spark ready to ignite the entire storm. Amy is inspecting the paddock when she notices Lou has made a decision without consulting her. He's agreed to bring in extra help for the ranch work, something she feels should have been discussed first. To her, it feels like Lou is ignoring her judgment and her hard work. Lou is unaware of Amy's feelings, believes he's just trying to lighten the load. He's exhausted from weeks of managing deliveries, repairs, and the endless responsibilities of running Heartland. In his mind, he's doing what's best for the ranch, but Amy sees it differently. Her heart pounds, frustration building as she watches him walk past her, confident in his choice, completely blind to how she feels. The first words that ignite the storm are almost accidental. Amy's voice cracks slightly as she asks, "Why? Didn't you talk to me before making this decision?" Lou freezes, his expression hardens, and he snaps back. "I didn't think it was a big deal. I was just trying to help." The calm, quiet ranch air feels like it's shattering around them. Their words, each charged with emotion, start bouncing off the walls of the barn, echoing the tension that has been growing silently for weeks. This is not just about the extra help on the ranch. It's about years of unspoken expectations, late nights, missed conversations, and small resentments that have piled up like heavy logs. Amy thinks about every time she felt unheard, every decision Lou made without asking her opinion, every time she carried the weight of the ranch alone. Lou thinks about the pressure he has faced, how he's been trying to keep everything together, and how he's just trying to do his best for both of them. The weather seems to respond to the rising tension. Dark clouds roll across the sky, and a gust of wind slams the barn door, making the horses startle. Storm outside mirrors the one inside the barn. Amy's hands tremble slightly as she gestures toward the tools Lou has moved, feeling like every small choice he's made has chipped away at her patience. Lou's face tightens, his voice rising, and suddenly they are shouting. The words sharp and cutting, leaving no room for calm explanations. Even the ranch animals sense the shift. Horses whinny, dogs growl softly, and the quiet calm of Heartland is replaced by a charged, electric energy. Every word between Amy and Lou now carries the weight of every frustration, fear, and worry they've been holding back. What started as a small disagreement has become a storm that neither of them can control. The ranch, once a place of peace, is now a battlefield. And the fight that fans have feared has officially begun. Amy takes a step back, eyes glistening as she realizes just how big this fight has become. Lou's jaw tightens, his hands ball into fists as he struggles to stay calm. Neither wants to back down, and neither wants to hurt the other, but the words have already left their mouths. The explosion has happened, and the biggest fight of their lives has officially started. With no easy way to turn back, the ranch feels smaller now, as if the world has shrunk around Amy and Lou. Every glance, every word between them hits harder than before. The wind rattles the barn doors, carrying the sound of tension like a storm echoing through the fields. Amy's voice trembles, not from weakness, but from the weight of all the frustration she's held inside. "Lou, I can't keep doing this alone. I feel like my voice doesn't matter," she says, her eyes burning with emotion. Lou steps closer, his own anger and exhaustion surfacing. "I've been trying, Amy. I'm doing everything I can, and still it's never enough." His hands move, almost pleading, but also frustrated, showing the struggle between wanting to explain and needing to defend himself. Neither of them realizes how loud their voices have become, nor how much the air between them seems to vibrate with the plenty of their feelings. This isn't just a fight about fences or decisions. It's about everything Heartland represents: the long days, the sleepless nights, the pressure to keep the ranch running, and the fear of losing the bond they've built over years. Amy remembers moments when she felt invisible. Lou remembers nights he went without sleep to make sure the ranch survived. And now, all of that pent-up emotion erupts in words that cut deeper than either once. The storm outside intensifies, as if nature itself is reflecting their battle. Clouds roll across the sky, shadows stretching across the paddocks. Horses move restlessly, their hooves clattering against the ground, while the dogs pace anxiously, sensing the tension. Even the sunlight seems hesitant, casting dramatic patterns through the trees, highlighting the sharp lines of worry on their faces. Amy's frustration turns to hurt. Her voice softens, but the pain is clear. "I need you to hear me, Lou. I can't feel like I'm doing everything for Heartland and for us on my own." Lou's face tightens, and for a moment there's a flicker of guilt in his eyes. He wants to apologize, to make things right. But pride and frustration fight against the words he wants to say. The emotional weight is almost unbearable. Every word spoken feels like a decision, every silence a judgment. They circle each other, not physically, but in the space between their hearts and minds. Both realize how much they care, yet neither can fully bridge the gap in this moment of anger. The ranch, their home, feels like a fragile stage where every glance, every gesture tells the story of love, fear, and conflict all at once. By the end of this confrontation, both Amy and Lou are emotionally spent. Their chests rise and fall, eyes glistening with unshed tears, voices hoarse from speaking truths they have kept inside too long. The fight has reached its peak, raw and unfiltered. This is more than anger, it is the unspoken acknowledgement of love, of mistakes, and of the fear that even the strongest bonds can be tested. For fans watching, it's the heart of Heartland revealed, the place where love and conflict meet, where emotion drives the story, and where Amy and Lou face their biggest test yet. The ranch is quiet now, but the silence is heavy. The storm has passed, at least outside. But the tension between Amy and Lou lingers like a shadow over every fence, every horse, every corner of Heartland. Amy sits on the edge of the barn steps, hands resting on her knees, staring at the ground. Her mind replays every word, every sharp glance, every small accusation. The anger has faded slightly, replaced by a gnawing sadness she can't shake. Lou leans against the barn, arms crossed, jaw tight. He watches her from a distance, his pride and stubbornness still keeping him from walking over and apologizing, but his eyes betray the turmoil inside. He knows the fight wasn't just about yesterday's decisions or the fence. It was about weeks of unspoken frustrations, about fears and pressures neither of them wanted to admit. The weight of it sits heavily on his shoulders, almost as heavy as the responsibilities of running the ranch itself. Even the ranch feels different. Horses shift nervously in their stalls, ears twitching at every small sound. The dogs move closer to Amy, sensing her tension, their presence comforting but not enough to fill the emptiness she feels. The wind rustles the barn doors, carrying the faint scent of rain, a reminder that storms always leave traces. Everything looks the same, yet nothing feels normal. Amy recalls moments from the fight. Small flashes that hurt more than anything else, the way Lou's voice sounded harsher than intended, the way he didn't seem to see how much she was struggling. She feels both anger and regret. Anger at him for not seeing her pain, and regret for letting words fly that might have cut too deep. She wonders if she overreacted or if the fight was unavoidable. A collision of pressures that neither of them could avoid. Lou, on his side, remembers the same fight differently. He thinks of how hard he's been working to keep everything together, how he thought he was helping, and how quickly everything turned into anger. He feels guilt, frustration, and the heavy realization that even with the best intentions, he hurt the person he loves most. He glances at Amy, seeing her quiet form, and wonders if she will forgive him or if the gap between them has grown too wide. There is no immediate reconciliation. The silence between them is awkward, yet meaningful. It's a pause for reflection. A moment where both Amy and Lou are forced to confront their feelings, their mistakes, and the depth of their bond. The fight may have been fierce, but the love that underpins it is still there. It's fragile but not broken. As the sun begins to set, casting long shadows across the fields, Amy and Lou continue their separate tasks, moving carefully around the ranch and around each other. Their gestures are small but deliberate: a glance, a softened voice, a shared nod. They are not yet reconciled, but the first seeds of understanding are being planted. The biggest fight of their lives has left scars, but also clarity, reminding them both of the love, respect, commitment that built Heartland in the first place. The ranch feels quieter now, almost fragile, as if it is holding its breath. Amy is near the stables, brushing one of the horses, her movements slow and thoughtful. Her mind drifts back to the fight, the harsh words, and the tension that filled every corner of the ranch. She feels the weight of what happened, but somewhere, beneath the frustration, there's a small flicker of realization that Lou's intentions were never cruel, only misunderstood. Lou is repairing a fence post nearby, working carefully, but not mindlessly. He glances toward Amy occasionally, noticing the way she moves, the way she pauses and seems lost in thought. He feels the tension from the fight still lingering, but he also senses the quiet understanding that has begun to surface. He remembers why they built Heartland together, why they have shared every triumph and every setback. The love they share is still there, quietly present, even if it hasn't been spoken in hours. Small gestures begin to speak louder than words. Amy leaves a bucket of water near Lou's work area. Lou looks up, noticing it, and a small nod passes. Between them, an acknowledgement that they are still on the same team. It is not reconciliation yet, but it is a start. Each step, each glance carries weight. The silence is no longer just heavy, it is meaningful. The storm has passed, but the traces of it remain, teaching both Amy and Lou the value of patience and understanding. The animals. Horses graze calmly, dogs wag their tails gently, and even the wind through the trees feels softer, carrying the warmth of late afternoon sun. Nature mirrors the change inside the ranch tension, slowly giving way to hope. It is subtle, almost unnoticeable to anyone not paying attention, but for those who know Amy and Lou, these small moments matter. Amy takes a deep breath, letting some of the anger and hurt slip away. She thinks about the years they've spent together, the countless challenges they've faced, and the unspoken promise to support each other no matter what. Lou does the same, realizing that a fight, no matter how big, cannot erase the bond they share. There is regret, yes, but also determination to listen, to communicate, to rebuild what the fight threatened to break. The sun begins to set over the ranch, casting golden light across the fields and barn. Shadows stretch long, but the light is soft, almost forgiving. Amy and Lou exchange a small, meaningful glance, neither needing to speak just yet. It is a silent understanding that while the fight was intense, it has not destroyed what matters most. The future is uncertain, but for the first time since the argument, hope feels possible. The camera lingers on this moment, capturing the quiet gestures, the tentative connections, and the sense that while the storm was fierce, the heart of Heartland, the love between Amy and Lou, remains unbroken, waiting to grow stronger again. The ranch is bathed in the soft glow of sunset, the golden light stretching across the fields as if trying to soothe the lingering tension. Amy and Lou move quietly through their tasks, each lost in thought, but now more aware of each other's presence. The fight has passed, but its echoes remain a reminder of how close they came to letting anger take over. Yet in that silence, there is also understanding, a fragile truce built not from words, but from the unspoken bond they share. Amy pauses at the fence, watching Lou finish repairing the last post. She sees the effort he has put in, the care with which he works, and she feels her own anger begin to soften. Lou glances at her, hesitating for a moment, then offers a small, tentative smile. It is not a complete reconciliation, but it is a signal that both are willing to meet halfway, to rebuild the trust that was tested in the heat of their argument.